all ladies and gentlemen, all men, women and children, and all the infants worldwide who shall inherit the lands and be sovereigns of the lands. So now basically I just wanted to explain how the contract is actually created. Be advised and aware, every contract is created in some form of trust. Be aware of this. So you have to recognize what these molesters are about. I'm going to go into a bit of a depth and further talk basically regarding this molesting worldwide. So if you remember, every contract is created or constructed in some form of trust. So I've advised them on many occasions, I do not trust you. They also need agreement to create the contract. Also advise them, I do not agree with you, I do not trust you, I do not agree with you. They also need consent. So I've also written, I do not consent. And then finally, they need the contract. So even written on there, I do not contract with you. So I do not trust you, I do not agree with you, I do not contract with you. Be aware of this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how the actual contract is created and constructed, through trust. This is a very important matter I needed to raise, so everyone can have a further understanding of what's being perpetrated. All men, women and children worldwide recognize what's been occurring. So they need trust, they need agreement, they need consent, and then they need the contract. These are 4 things you cannot see, 4 things they violate, and 4 things that the general public are not aware of. Be aware of this. Trust, agreement, consent, and then the contract. So I advise them, I do not trust you, I do not agree with you, I do not consent, and I do not contract. And then the molesting, pedophile, protecting thief sitting up there, the court administrator and county court transcriber, the molester will have to cover it up and get personally individually liable, the molester, even though there's been no way that the contract could actually be constructed and created unless it was done fraudulently. Even when I've written to the molester, I do not trust you, I do not agree, I do not consent, and I do not contract with you, you dirty molesting thief. So be advised, ladies and gentlemen, this is how demonic everything is. Once again, this channel is not monetized or asking people for any form of donations or anything. It's better to be poor and simple than to be a transgressor and a tyrant and a big molester with lots of money and a dirty thief. Be aware of this. All men, women and children worldwide, and all poor men and women of the lands who had their rights violated, and even the poor men and women who have knowledge of their rights and who had their rights violated. Be strong. Be stronger than strong in these testing times. These are times of judgment. Judgment will be coming on the land for all these oppressors, molesters, tyrants, transgressors and thieves and bullies and warmongers, terrorizing the poor people. These are the true terrorists, the molesters, terrorizing and killing the poor people, violating trust law, contract law, human rights law, administration law, equity law, Holy Bible laws, the common law, and the barter law. These are all laws which override any statutory act and statutory policy, which they will fail to recognize. Ladies and gentlemen worldwide, Be aware of the agreement. Be aware of the trust. Be aware of the consent. Be aware of the fraudulent contract. Men and women can understand now. Trust, agreement, consent, and contract. They need these 4 things which they violate even when you advise them, you molester, I do not trust you. I do not agree with you. I do not consent with you. And I do not contract with you. These are big molesters and thieves and paedophile protectors, ladies and gentlemen. Killers of the poor people. And they cover it up. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. All men, women and children worldwide, this channel speaks the law. As you're aware, listen to the vlogs. This channel speaks full rights and full laws. And it exposes, as I've advised, to bring these court administrating molesters and these police administrating molesters and these government administrating molesters to their knees. I shout these disgraceful, despicable names out. Jimmy Savile, Lord Jenner, Rolf Harris, and even your ex-Prime Minister of England, Ted Heath, all paedophiles protected by the police, governments and councillors and Freemasons and devil worshippers, along with the children's football coach Barry Bonnell, who was recently apprehended in the year 2018. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen, all men, women and children worldwide. This big, severe pestilence and plague on the land. So I hope everybody's taken a full note, gotten further knowledge and wisdom and understanding regarding the trust, regarding the agreement, regarding the consent, and then regarding the fraudulent contract. Be aware of this. So even when you advise these molesters of all these things, they still will create the fraudulent contract to extort the money from you. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you write to the molesting court, transcriber and administrator and the trustee sitting up there, the molester, the fraudulent corrupt trustee, the paedophile protecting trustee, and the murdering trustee, the murderer of the poor people, and the killer of the civil liberties, and killer of civil law, and killers of civil rights, these molesting, paedophile protecting court administrators. Be aware, judgment will come on them all these molesters in these governments. So hold your hands up together lawfully and make a prayer. Once again, I shall entitle this vlog, I do not trust you, I do not agree, I do not consent, and I do not contract with you. People can get further knowledge, wisdom and understanding lawfully. End of vlog.